Another storyline on this is that there could be something happening in your job place where someone's upset and they're trying to control or trying to cause conflict or trying to upset you. But here you are staying in this mindset of the child, of the Christ child. And it's angering people. Perhaps there's someone who is here that's going to take care of the situation for you, just to be helpful. And someone's upset about that help. Someone's upset about the help that this Christ child is getting. And that's okay too. They can be upset. We're all here as a learning process to love and support one another. And if there's someone in your environment that's trying to go against you, maybe you were just placed in their life in order for them to go through that path. They do say that we do arrange all of our life lessons with the people who are around us prior to us getting here. And if that's the case, how could we be upset because we signed up for it? We agreed to be that person before we got here. So how can we be upset? I know it seems like far-fetched, but it makes sense to me, and it certainly helps me understand or weather the storms a little easier if I take responsibility for the choices that I made prior to even getting here, because obviously these were lessons that I thought I could handle. And so here we are. I can't sit here and boo-hoo about something that I already agreed to. Makes it a whole lot easier to deal with. Just because it's something that I believe in, folks, doesn't mean it has to be something that you believe in. And maybe this video or reading isn't for you. Or perhaps you can delete the parts that aren't for you, i.e., saying that it's a past life agreement. Perhaps you are a person who has a childlike heart, and perhaps there is someone who is coming after you, and they're upset because there's someone out there who's trying to help you. In the situation that deals with your financial success and wealth. There's a lot going on in the world right now. So we can either have that as a minor ecosystem statement, or we can even expand it to a major ecosystem standpoint. Perhaps if we go back to what the biblical days are and what the Bible does say, that Satan will be given 7 years of reign on the land, and he can run free as much as he wants, cause as much havoc and chaos as he'd like, to get God's people to turn their backs. Now, we don't know what the timing is. 7 years have obviously passed since the beginning of the Bible being even written, but we don't know what that timing is, right? It could be multiplied by thousands if we know, or hundreds of thousands of years, we don't know. Because even in that book it says that the timing is not of ours, it is of God's timing. I digressed. So with that said, during the last days, that Satan is obviously going to try to turn as many people as possible. And he's going to work even harder and harder. It's kind of like you have that assignment that was due, and you procrastinated, and you thought all of your efforts were kind of in good effort or a good measure during the time that you were doing it, but now it's crunch time, and now you really got to get this out. So he's working really hard. So if that mind frame helps you kind of get through it all, like life is just a chessboard, or football for that matter, you've got to decide what team you're on. Of course, some people get transferred, or what is it called when you get traded to another team. But even then, you know if you're an offense or a defense, right? You could always get trained for the opposite team if that's what you want. Again, it's never too late to change who you are and where your heart sits. I'm sure if you're on the side of negative and you'd rather switch teams and go on the more side of the positive and uplift and love and help and be supportive of people instead of taking away and stealing and thieving, I'm sure there's room for you on that other side. The positive is always accepting of new members, new hearts, new love, new beginnings, peace. Peace is for everyone. So is love. It's up to us to find our way there. Because love is not about forcing people. It's not about controlling people. Love allows. Love allows you to be exactly who you are meant to be at that time. Love embraces you. When you find your heart, when you work through your heart, and when you show your heart. With that said, you guys, every day is a new opportunity to make it just as great as you want it to be. I do appreciate you being here. Please like the video for anybody who may need to hear this message. And remember, it's all just one person's thought process. Doesn't mean it's true. Doesn't mean it's right. It just means I was meant to share it. With that said, make it a great day. Take care.